welcome back to Co-ed Convos with Kay, where we talk about beauty, singlehood, and lifestyle. On today's episode, we're going to talk about red flags. So red flags, because I know you've seen them, red flags are any sign that you get from someone when you're like in the talking stage, before you get into a relationship, before you invest time, before you invest feelings. I know that we've all seen the red flags, and at some point we've ignored them. Red flags could be the way that he comes at you, his tone. His tone, he need to get that together. The way that he talks to you, being inconsistent, not respecting your boundaries. So maybe, you're saving yourself until you're married, or maybe you don't hang out after a certain time, or maybe you just, certain things you don't want to do in a relationship, and he's not respecting that. He's not on the same page. These are red flags. And sis, don't ignore the red flags, because I'm going to tell you, you ignore the red flags, you're going to find yourself in a situation where probably 2 or 3 years down the road, you're going to be like, oh my God, I should have moved on as soon as I seen the sign. But instead I was like, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal. I'm just being too picky. I'm just whatever. No. A lot of times when these red flags show up, a few signs that indicate a red flag is present is we're uncomfortable. It's something that we think about often, and we're really evaluating whether or not it's something that we can see ourselves putting up with. And if the answer is no, don't settle, because accepting red flags is a way of settling. Because if you believe better is out there and you accept this, thinking that this is the best you can get, no. It's time to level up. So I know that it can be frustrating, because there are seasons or times where you meet somebody and it's like, dang, I really like him. He cute. He's consistent. We going out on dates. Like, stuff is looking good, but I just can't get with it. Something is off. Listen to that intuition, because a lot of the time that's God letting us know, like, hey, nah, dog, this ain't it. Yeah, no, this ain't it. But that's okay. And if you keep moving forward for something better will show up. A lot of the times people will say, if you looking for something, you gonna find it. And if you're not into, little sayings and stuff like that, something that may encourage you is, whoever knocks, the door will be opened unto them. Seeking, ye shall find. That Bible verse right there, I know I said it out of order, but that Bible verse right there, let that encourage you, and just sit in your spirit a minute like, okay, I'm going to get it together. I'm going to look for what I really want, because I know that it's out there, and I'm going to not settle. Make up in your mind, I'm not going to settle, period. So when you see little red flags like that, maybe they're trying to get you to come over and you just met them, or they're being sexual too soon, or maybe they got a little attitude problem. It could be a sign for abuse or violence, and these are not things that you want to put up with. So today, I just really want to have like a little pep talk with you, sis. Like, no, don't ignore the red flags. You don't want to end up being in a situation 2 or 3 years down the road where you definitely feel like, okay, I could have avoided this. This a waste of time. My final thing that I want to put on this video is, a lot of times we settle or we accept red flags because we feel like this is the best that we can do. And if that's not the case, then maybe you feel like, I don't want to wait on better to come. But I'm going to tell you, yeah, you do. Because nobody wants to put up with something for a lifetime that makes them unhappy. You just don't want to do that. And, I'm not telling you not to get to know somebody, but when you see these signs and it's not sitting well with you, go on and ignore it. Just ignore it. Okay? Just move on. So this video is not long at all. It's really just for a pep talk to kind of encourage you and influence you to do better, to accept better, because you deserve the best, sis, period. And if somebody tell you otherwise, they lying, and that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb, okay? So thank you guys so much for joining today, and let me know in the comments, what kind of red flags have you accepted in the past that you're not going to accept anymore? Because 2021, we're trying to see what we've been praying for, period. So let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning in.